Eric Solari from Watertown, and he does the Full Throttle Saloon Shine. He's on the TV show Full Throttle Saloon,
Oh,
and
yeah.
everybody brings in. I've got a shelf full of liquors that somehow I've invited all these people in that make alcohol or something. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, well, you got plenty of those in Clayton.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Clayton Distillery. You got
That's
Randazzo with the wine. You got
Yeah,
up there at the nunnery.
that's
The
awesome.
nunnery,
Yeah, and
nuns drink.
Priest drink.
yeah, I think they do.
Tommy,
Oh,
how much
that
sex
is
does a
true.
priest get, Tommy?
Huh?
How much sex does a priest get?
As much as he wants.
None.
None. N-U-N.
Oh my goodness.
I had to go a long way for that joke.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to drink my...
All right, well, we ready?
Yeah, and do me a favor. Say hi
Go ahead,
to
Chuck.
Mark
Make the
for me.
introductions, man.
Say hey to Mark. I will. He's a really cool guy.
I love that guy.
Yeah,
I've known Mark
I'm
for
saying
years.
he has been super nice.
Gaines.
Mark Gaines.
Yeah.
He is now the GM, which this show will air on
NBC
Watertown NBC, right? So
I worked at NBC in New York for 30 years.
Wow.
see, look at that.
So I also talked to a guy named Joseph Cook. He was the producer. He produced the Olympics. He was the technical manager. for the
Okay, because my
Olympics.
husband was in charge of everything for the Olympics for 15 years.
Wow.
He did the Russian Olympics that never happened, then Barcelona. He did Winter Olympics, everything.
Yeah.
And then
that
I
is
married
incredible.
a baseball player.
Yeah.
Well,
Tommy made his career on the rubber. I made mine selling rubbers.
Well, so here's what we're gonna do. So this is
Okay.
gonna be a podcast. So I'm gonna pull the audio to a roadcaster. It'll be uploaded today or tomorrow on a podcast. The whole interview will, and then I'm gonna what I can use. I gotta get like 55 seconds for TV. So on December 1st, this episode will air on NBC Watertown,
Okay.
and then it'll hit YouTube, and we'll do a little
Before they vote, December
Yeah.
8th.
yeah.
Perfect.
Well, anyways, it is such an honor to meet you. I've
Bless you,
heard
my
about you
child.
my entire
Thank you
life.
very much.
Yes, and John Smoltz was the pitcher I wanted to be when I was a little league pitcher, and to
Oh,
hear him
really?
say such nice things about you was incredible. Yeah, so that was really awesome to meet you finally, for sure.
You're welcome.
And so what the whole theme of my show is based on me kind of exploring the North Country, but we've got a lot of other stuff to talk about. So you're getting into we're looking at getting into the Hall of Fame. Now it's the Era Hall of Fame, correct?
Huh?
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
The era.
It's
The Era
pre 1980. Contributions pre 1980.
Yeah, and so and you're going up against what is it? 8 other guys?
There are 8 of us total.
Oh, 8 of you
Me
total.
and 7
Okay.
others.
Yeah.
Louis
and I would-
Tiot, Steve Garvey,
Kenton Boyer.
Kenton Lloyd Boyer,
Dave Parker.
Dave Parker.
Oh yeah. And oh my gosh, dude, you have an incredible amount of stats that go along with that to get you in there too.
Mac will tell him.
Yeah, Mac.
Yeah.
He's been spitting them off to me, sending me links and stuff. Because obviously you're a little bit before my time, but I just knew about the surgery stuff.
How old are you?
I'm 38 years old.
A baby.
You're a
I was
baby.
born in '86.
Yeah, a little bit before your time.
All
Yeah,
your children are older than him.
That's when Tommy was just wrapping it up.
Yeah, just wrapping it up. So, so when was the last year you played?
81. No.
81.
89.
No.
89.
89.
89. Yeah, I was thought it was. Yeah, because you were still playing when I was alive. So how many wins was it you had? It was
288.
288. My goodness. And so we're looking at, and you had 288 wins. It was, what are you thinking it's going to take you to get over the hump to get into the Hall of Fame?
Well, here's the thing, too. He had
Yeah.
188 no decisions,
Yeah, that was the number. That was incredible too.
and he missed an entire season and a half. So that puts
with
him
my
well.
elbow.
That
Yeah.
puts him well
Yeah.
over, right, Matt?
And not counting the time he was fighting on the mound, lost a little time that too.
Yeah, yeah, I saw a video on that too. That was incredible. Wow.
So here's to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
If of the 188 no decisions, if he had just won 6.4% of those 188,
Yeah.
that would have put him over the 300
Yeah.
magical figure of getting into the Hall of Fame. The magic number is 300.
And was it also exactly 700 starts?
Yeah.
Exactly. And only 8 people
I went
in the
after-
history
I said,
of
Tommy,
Major
here's
League Baseball.
700 start. I said, this is my last one. I'm done.
You
Yeah.
said I'm done. Wow.
He likes round numbers.
And after
I'm
your
like,
surgery,
why
you never missed a start.
Yeah, I never missed a start post-surgery.
Really?
Yeah.
Now he was telling me you've been in 3 World Series too.
4, isn't it?
4.
3,
4.
all with the Yankee Dodgers.
Yankee Dodgers.
Okay. I was,
77, 78, and 81.
how about 74?
Well, that's when you went down for the injury.
Yeah.
But you were
But I still, but I was out on the field.
Oh, all right. Count that one, man.
So
4.
we got 4 then. Oh my goodness.
I like it. Just to give you a little perspective, too. On that year that he got the surgery, his record was 13-3,
13.
which
Yes.
was over 800, a winning percentage of over 800. That's pretty incredible.
That is incredible. That is incredible.
You know what
And,
I love, Chuck?
What do you love?
Well, I wear his 25 around my neck.
Oh, look at that.
So, his surgery was September 25th, 1974. He just had his 50th anniversary
Of the surgery.
on September 25th. Divide that by 2, it's 25. His
Okay.
jersey that he's worn his entire career is 25.
Yep.
If he
The year he would go in,
Yeah, the year he goes in will be 2025. And Cooperstown address is 25 Main Street.
Look, I'm a numbers guy. I have an alarm set for 11:11 every day so I can text my wife a heart. That's I'm a numbers guy. Now you're a shoe in
I like
now.
you like 11. That's my birthday, December 11th.
Where's your wife
Oh
live?
my goodness. Huh, sir?
Where does your wife live?
Oh, well, here's the thing. My wife was born in Watertown, New York, and when her parents split up when she was little, and her mom's family had moved south, and she grew up in my hometown of Clover, South Carolina, and that's where we met.
Okay.
But she's, do you know the Capreras any?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Charlie, Billy.
Yeah,
I have
so,
to tell you, I lived in Greenwich, Connecticut, and their cousin owned, the Galassos owned a big tire company.
yeah.
And his Mr. Galasso's son grew up in my house. So when I
Really?
moved back to Watertown, I went to Caprera's and I met Charlie at first and bought my
Yeah.
3-seater Ski-Doo or whatever from Charlie.
So here's the connection with those guys. So Charlie and Billy's mother, Helen, is sisters with my wife's grandmother.
Oh
So
my God.
so my wife's dad is first cousins, and I went up there and worked for Frankie, Charlie's son, at the Honda store.
Did you know the dad, Frank?
I didn't know him. I heard
Oh, my
all about
God.
him, but I
Frank
didn't
and
know him.
Helen were the
Yeah.
best. They had their 50th anniversary, and there was a place called Karen and Jasper's across from the high school in the plaza. And I was
Mm-hmm.
in there one night, and I just adored Frank Sr.
Yeah.
And I went next door and I got a bottle of Dom Perignon and sent it to their table. Helen
Yeah.
had never forgotten that. But they are
Yeah.
a great family. You know Jessica, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah. She gave me a little jackalope I'm gonna put in my podcast studio. But yeah, so what I did was we moved up there. We went up to Watertown on a summer vacation, and I was selling B2B stuff. I was selling stairs and stuff, and we came up there on a summer vacation and talked to my wife's grandmother, who got me in touch with Billy, her nephew.
Yep.
And he said, "Man, we'll put you on the sales floor." And on my way home, I was thinking about it, and then I stopped at a Tim Hortons, and I had some coffee from there. And as I'm
Yeah,
sipping that
isn't it?
coffee, I'm like, "Christy, I think we can move up here."
Yeah, Tim Horton got you going.
I know it's Tim Horton's fault that it made me move up there. And then I came up there and I started cutting radio commercials and stuff, and it kind of made a name for myself. And then that's when I started a podcast, and NBC picked it up as a TV show, and that's how all this took off.
I love it.
Yeah. So when
Well,
did y'all
ask
meet?
Tommy how he got involved with Watertown.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. When did y'all meet?
Over this way.
I went up there to do a Little League dinner. I was a guest speaker. And Miss Cheryl here sent her sister over and wanted to know if I would do a mural. They had a 8 by 12 foot mural that Vida Blue, Gaylord Perry, Tom Seaver, and myself painted.
Wow.
And that's how I got to Watertown.
Yeah.
So I didn't meet him until he came up. We were going to donate $1 million to the UFO,
Yeah.
and they
USO.
USO, and they.
The UFO.
If you're donating that to the UFO,
Oh, I'd rather donate it to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
well, I think
Make
he
you
might be
some
an alien
rockets.
anyway.
Yeah.
But they were so hard to deal with. We had this 8 by 12 foot mural, and we made, I don't know how many G clays, but we took it to New York City and walked it around the entire city, like 8 people carrying it. And we started talking, and that was in September.
And then you threw yourself at me.
No, you threw yourself at me.
Uh-oh.
In November,
Literally.
my friend that was part of the project, it was
Yeah.
her birthday, and she was at my house. Mm-hmm. And she was texting him, and she went, "Tom, are you dating anyone? Because you were in the middle of a divorce."
Yeah.
And you said no.
No, I'm not. She says, "Well, what would it take to date somebody?" I says, "Well, she would have to play golf."
Uh-oh.
And she does.
And I kick his butt.
Really? I had an interview with his name's Peter Beams. You know him?
Who?
Peter Beams,
Oh, yes,
the professor.
no, Pete, didn't he used to be the pro at Ives Hill?
Yes, that's
He's
the
from
same one.
England, or yeah, Peter
Yes,
Beams.
that's the same
You
one.
met him.
He did it. Yep, he did a podcast with me. It was
He
pretty
always
good. I met
hangs out with Johnny.
Johnny Spazano.
Yes.
Johnny Spazano. Yeah.
Johnny who's
That's
Yeah.
There's another radio name for you.
yeah. That's
Yep.
that's who cut my. That's how I met him. Is he would come in and I would cut the commercials with him.
Peter's
Like
a
he was
great
the one that
guy.
recorded. Yeah, he's really. I mean, he's really genuine. I've on and off the air. He's a really good guy. And Pete's a really cool guy. Great golfer, but he's like he brought me a whole bucket of balls and left them on my desk at the dealership. And he's a great guy.
But it's funny.
But,
So, in November, my girlfriend, I was throwing a birthday party for her, and I had a bunch of girls over and my sister. They come into the living room. Unbeknownst to me, she had been texting him for 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They walk in, it's her birthday, but she walks in with this. It's a baseball,
In a martini glass.
and it says CBZ.
I want you to hold my ball. What does that say?
CBZ, will you have dinner with me?
Oh, good.
Oh my
And I went-
goodness.
Oh, and it has down there Tommy John. And I went, who the hell is Tommy John? Because I forgot.
Right.
And
Oh, no.
they were like, Tommy, he did the mural. Then finally I wrote, yes, CBZ.
Where is this mural now?
It never, my partner, it's in California. I don't know what he did. It's framed. It had nothing to do with baseball. That's why it didn't sell. It was 3 runners and an eagle. I thought I printed it out, but
Might see if I can find a copy of it.
yeah, it's called Champions. But it was bizarre. Nothing ever happened with it. It had something to do with baseball because we were going to do Heartland with 4 country stars at first. And I went to
Oh.
Nashville like 15 times. But we finally
Really?
got Tommy, Gaylord Perry, Tom Seaver, and
Vita
Vita Blue.
Really?
Let me see if I can find
Those are
them.
some good names.
Huh?
Those are some big names, big name pitchers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard the second date wasn't so romantic.
Oh yeah, he comes up. Our first date, he comes up. I don't know where we went. We went to we went to Marlene's bed and breakfast.
Oh, Tommy.
Second day,
Wow.
I
Yeah,
was
moving right
working-
along.
I had left NBC and moved back to Watertown to take care of my mom, and I was doing real estate with my sister Karen Jordan, and I had a listing in Black River across the street from my older sister Judy. He decides he wants to go with me instead of going to my sister's across the street. So he
Yep.
sat there all through the listing, and Jolie and Neil were going to go across the street to have dinner too. We walk out the front door, and boom! It was February.
Whatever.
What's Thanksgiving or Valentine's Day?
14th.
14th.
Okay,
February
Well, this was-
14th.
This was like February 15th or something, and
Yeah.
we get it takes 8 people to get him into an ambulance, and we get him to Samaritan Medical, and Dr. Veninum's mom had just passed away, so Dr. Baird comes in and he goes, "Oh my God, Tommy John, can I see your elbow?" But Dr. Van was like, I don't want to touch that knee. That is nasty. So you called who? Stu? Your friend Stu Siegel?
Yeah.
Was it Stu?
Yeah.
In New York City. So he stayed at my house for like 3 days. And then I drove him down and
We went to the hospital for special surgery.
A new Tommy John surgery.
New Tommy John.
I've
Wow.
been with him 14 years now. He's had a shattered knee replacement, hip, spine surgery, another hip revision, gallbladder, spine surgery,
And now bladder.
now bladder surgery. I'm like,
Lord. Goodness gracious, Tommy.
It's like a mash unit.
the bionic
Like-
man.
Yeah.
That is-
The bionic man turns into Klinger.
He's the model for that game Operation.
Yeah. Yeah, the baseball MLB style operation.
Yeah.
Put Tommy John there and start picking out his elbow.
So
know
what'd you
what
think
else,
of the
Chuck?
North
It's-
Country?
You know what else is interesting?
What's that?
For some reason, he kept the original cast from 1974,
Really?
and it was signed by
The whole Dodger team.
and
And who?
Vin,
Oh, Vin Scully.
Tommy Lasorda.
Well, Lasorda was the manager.
Okay. Who else?
Danny Murtaugh.
So 2 years ago, we ended up donating it to the Smithsonian Institute.
We should have
Really?
sold it.
Yeah. Did you see on TV? Wait a minute. Today, somebody had artwork. It was a banana with.
Oh my God, I've seen that.
Did you see that?
A banana taped to the wall.
Wall.
$6.5
And it's
million.
sold for $6.5 million.
All right, I'm getting into art then.
Can you take
Yeah.
your basketball
Either that or getting into bananas.
or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we still
One or the other.
messed up here. See it? That's
Yeah.
when he broke his thumb, and it has all the Yankee signatures on
Yeah.
it.
Don't donate that to anybody.
I'm
Keep
not.
that one.
Yeah, keep that one.
I'm gonna let you ask questions, Chuck. I've been talking
Hey,
too much.
I'm having a good time. I like my whole thing is we casual conversation with information. I mean, this is great.
One of the best stories I heard was Tommy told me when they had a playoff game against Milwaukee, and he couldn't go on the field, and George Steinbrenner wanted to have his son, who had a horrific fall from a window and rebounded. So actually, Reggie Jackson was holding his son on the field at Yankee Stadium as what it was, 50,000 people cheering his name.
Yeah.
Travis, Travis.
Draft.
Yeah. You don't get those stories very often. Don't get that kind of life.
Wow.
And then, Tommy, tell him about Frank Sinatra, how kind he was.
Oh yeah.
Well, Frank was a big Dodger fan.
Yeah.
And so we were out there and, we got talking and, chit-chatting. And
ABC Liquors
my mother had to have some cancer surgery done. And I mentioned it to Lasorda. And he said, well, let me call Frank. And so they called Frank. And
they will distribute it.
Sinatra said, I said, well, we'd like to get her in down to MD Anderson in Houston. He said, I'll fly my jet into Terre Haute, pick her up, and fly her down. And I said, you would? He said,
What?
absolutely. Well, she died before that happened. So that was a Frank Sinatra story.
Holy crap. Oh my.
Yeah,
goodness.
that's pretty cool connection. And then during the time with Lasorda, he was friends with like Don Rickles. He'd have him come into the locker room.
Oh my God.
Tommy's got some good stories about that one too.
Really. So I'm a big Atlanta Braves fan.
Well, that's
And
your problem.
I saw that. Yeah, I'm a big Atlanta Braves fan, and my dude Freddie Freeman plays for the Dodgers now. So
Yeah.
pretty happy he got him another World Series. But,
I think you forget there's some Yankee fans in this crowd, man. Killed us in a World Series.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was sad.
He actually broke a record for consecutive games with home runs.
Well, look, the Yankees beat my team in what '96 or something. So whatever.
Well, they had their number for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, they would have won. You would have won if Bob Lemon hadn't taken you out of the game. I just saw the video the other day.
I sensed that video.
Yeah.
I watched Tommy's face. No wonder
He kept
no wonder they
shaking.
scored 8 runs right after he got out of the game.
All
He-
Bob
yeah.
Lemon was doing, and George Steinbrenner called him into the office, and they had, like you do in football, okay, here's how we're going to play the game. Well, in baseball, you play the game the way the other side gives it to you.
Right.
We're going to get a lead early, and then we're going to the bullpen, and we're going to win it out of the bullpen. So I gave up my first run, and they tied the score 1-1 in the 4th inning, and he pinch hit for me in the bottom of the 4th.
For Bobby Mercer. But first of all, let's go back a little bit. The first run that he gave up was the first run he gave up in 13 innings pitched in that World Series. So his earned run average for that entire series was .067, and they took him out of a 1-1 game for a pinch hitter because they got, that was before the DH.
Yeah.
Right.
So, they had a couple of guys on and they were going to pinch hit Bobby Mercer. And you can't complain about Bobby Mercer. I mean, he hit it deep to the outfield, but still, you take the best pitcher of the entire series out of a game in the fourth inning of a 1-1 game. Not right.
Yeah,
And you can see it. If you look at that video, look at Tommy's face in the dugout. You can see his feelings.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he wanted to come out of that game.
yeah, and I honestly I like baseball, and a lot of people say say what they will about baseball, but I like good pitching. That's what I like to watch in baseball. I'm not really worried about seeing home runs and stuff. I like to watch really good pitching, and that's and that sucks that they had to take you out, or they took you out because you have one on your
Well,
belt.
Bob
probably.
Lemon was only following what the boss wanted him to do.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a grandson, a little leaguer, and this kind of guy Tommy John is. Before he goes on the mound, he has FaceTime chats with him. Doesn't give him a lot of advice. The advice was throw strikes. That's it.
Yep.
The next one was bring the heat.
Yeah.
He gets on the mound, and only a 7-year-old, and he's going against 11-year-old. He has an immaculate inning. 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts. He gets off the field. He comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, tell Tommy I brought the heat."
We love. Where is Braxton tonight?
Oh, they're still in school out here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I keep forgetting you're out there.
Yeah. We lived
Oh, I'm out here, all right.
10 years.
Yeah.
I've been out here for a long time.
So, yeah. So, let's talk about. So, there's another. Who's the other pitcher that's on the Hall of Fame ballot, Mac?
Garvey.
Louis
He just
Tiant.
passed away.
Oh,
Louis Tiant.
that's the one you were telling me about.
Yeah. Louis Tiant just passed away. And Louis Tiant, don't get me wrong, Louis Tiant was a great pitcher. I didn't like him too much because he was a Red Sox, but eventually he pitched for the Yankees. But he had 59
Because that's your
less wins. I mean, not even close. The records aren't even close. And that's just the record. That's just career versus career. Nothing to say about the surgery.
Yeah.
It's called the Hall of
We
Fame.
have our neighbor here that's a Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
There he is. No, you gotta
Hello.
get in there. It's
Oh.
Mark.
Hi,
What's up?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So I hope, it's 25 and 25. That's our little catchphrase. Hopefully they finally realize there probably not going to be any more 300 game winners ever.
No.
Just not the way the game's played anymore.
And then just like you said, it's the Hall of Fame, and I didn't want to get into the surgery being named after him because but goodness gracious,
The numbers alone.
yeah, the numbers
Lifetime
alone.
ERA 3.34, 20 game winner 3 times, average 20 games 4 years in a row. If that happened today, that would be a $350 to $400 million contract.
Yeah.
Insane. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Easy.
easy.
What was your contract that your dad did for you?
Well, I started out of high
According to what they say, they got this little thing. Tommy's when he pitched for the Yankees in the '81 series, they paid him $575,000. You got rookies making that.
They did.
No, when he signed out of high school,
Yeah,
his dad did his deal with
yeah.
who was it?
Cleveland. And after my
signed out of
dad
high
agreed
school?
to it, he said, "I think I undersold you."
Because it was like 40,000.
Yeah, I got $40,000.
Now it's millions.
Now they look at you and it's $1 million.
Yeah.
And you were
They
a
got
Hall of
Soto. That Soto is going to sign for 14 years for $700 million.
Wow.
Holy
That's
moly!
a lot of money.
Crazy.
That's
Tommy
a lot
goes,
of money.
Dad, you couldn't keep your zipper up for another couple of years?
So you went to Cleveland right away?
Well, in the minor leagues,
Oh, okay.
He was actually in the minor leagues with Louis Tion, right, Tommy?
yeah.
Really?
So when he retired, when Tommy retired, he had the most number of years played in Major League Baseball, and after he retired, Nolan Ryan beat him by 1 year.
By 1 year, yeah.
So Tommy pitched 26
Fred.
years, Nolan Ryan pitched 27.
I mean, that's something there. I mean,
Yeah.
in a freaking sport like that, that is something. And did your arm ever really bother you much after the surgery when you were playing?
Nope, never missed a start.
Really?
I started. I pitched sometimes I pitched out of the bullpen. I pitched. I threw the ball. Dr. Joe
In
did a good job.
1981, he appeared in 3 games in the World Series, and it was a 6-game series. So you can't get pitchers to appear in 2 of them anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
All right, he just had major do you have any more important questions? He just had major surgery.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
we've got
ask
plenty
more,
of time on
and
here.
then I'm going to get him back in bed.
Yeah.
Wow, that romance, that martini glass, that ball's working for you, Tommy.
No, I'm just happy to meet you, and yeah, I think. I mean, you got any more questions you want to ask him, Mac? Before we,
No, just all I can tell you is that this is one of the most deserving guys in the world to get in the Hall of Fame, not just because of his statistics, but because of
Yeah.
the man he is. So,
Yeah,
kind of end with
absolutely.
that one.
And
Yeah.
he's always said this because when he moved to Watertown,
Mm-hmm.
I've known Mel Bustler for
Oh yeah.
30 years, and he told Mel, go ahead, tell him what you told Mel.
When I get
All right.
inducted into the Hall of Fame, Mel is going to be my first interview. Nobody
Really?
else. No, I'll put them all off.
Mel gets the first interview.
Mel gets the first one.
Wow, he is, dude. Mel is an incredible
He
guy.
is the
That
greatest
awesome.
guy.
Wow, that's awesome. Cool. I gotta text him and let him know that I talked to you.
Maybe you could get
All
the
right.
second one, Chuck.
Hey, we'll see. Remember, 25-25. I like it.
Oh, I do.
All right.
too.
Well, it's nice to meet you guys. Thanks for
Same
coming on.
here.
All right,
Nice job, Chuck. Thanks, man.
Yep. See ya.
Hey, Matt,
Talk to you, everybody.
kiss Braxton for us.
I will.
What a pleasure. And if we're in Watertown,
Yep. Oh